What is new on the OpenChat platform? So far, we have the option to hold ICP tokens, which we can send to friends in groups or privately. BTC and chat token, which is the OpenChat token, will come up very soon. That's exactly what we will be talking about in this video, because an update is coming up probably in a few weeks or even months, who knows, that will blow your mind. You want to keep watching this video to find out more. See you in a little bit. At the moment, the internet computer is controlled and run by the Network Nervous System, SNS. And here, users can stake their ICP tokens and participate in the governance of the system or the internet computer. This is totally autonomous, open, permissionless. Awesome, right? But apps that are being run on the internet computer do not have the option of permissionless and governance that the internet computer has. So we've talked about tokens on the internet computer already, but these tokens are just tokens created with the apps, and there's no governance yet, like totally decentralized governance. This is where SNS comes in. SNS is Service Nervous System. It's very similar to NNS, which is a Network Nervous System. The difference here is this option or this model is provided to help apps on the internet computer be able to implement governance where users can participate in the growth and the development of the platform. In this way, there is total decentralization. So far, right now, there's no app on the internet computer that is totally decentralized, apart from the internet computer itself being run by the Network Nervous System. This option, SNS, Service Nervous System, will come up to change everything. So you see the direction we're going? This is where the chat token on the OpenChat comes in. So we're going to talk about the chat token. Keep watching. Before we go into the chat token, the SNS, that name I'm trying to get used to it. The SNS is a model on the internet computer where apps or entrepreneurs or developers can implement in order to have full governance. This is set up by the Network Nervous System. So in order for this to work, the app developer or the team have to make a proposal to the NNS that they want to run the SNS. And in this way, if the proposal is accepted, they will have that option to run full decentralization with tokens issued by the NNS. These tokens, like from the start, supposed to be, according to this article on Medium, published by Definity, the start of every SNS token is like the total supply should be 1 billion. 1 billion tokens. So every token that is being issued by the NNS to work with the service nervous system is 1 billion. And then the community can decide what happens to these tokens, how they're going to distribute it and stuff like that. So this tells us that the chat token have an initial supply of 1 billion. Now let's see the purpose of the token. It can be staked as neurons. So it can be staked as neutron. This is pretty much the same thing we've talked about staking on ICP a lot, with ICP a lot. And this is the same thing pretty much, but on different apps on the internet computer, not just on NNS, but on different apps. So each app has a right to apply for the service nervous system in order to have their own token, and users can participate in the governance of that app. So they can stake, or we can stake this token, this chat token, which is the first function or purpose. And then next we can be used as OpenChat users. It can be used by OpenChat users to pay for premium features. And these are all in the in-app services which you can find. It can also be used to reward contributions to the evolution and growth of the OpenChat service, either through automated user rewards or by SNS proposal. So we see the key purposes of the chat token, which will be available at some point pretty much soon. And also, let's talk about the token allocation. The token allocation. So how is the chat token allocated at the Genesis? So we have NNS reserve sale or burn 9%, NNS decentralization sale 20%, seed funders 6%, funding dev team 12%, SNS DEX liquidity 2%, SNS community bounties 13%, SNS user rewards 38%. So I'm sure this is where you have more interest, I guess, or not. This is probably where you have more interest because you're just a user as well, and you want to participate, and some incentives would motivate you to participate more or not. I'm not sure. It's up to you. Let's keep going. Next is, let's look at user rewards and how this works in on OpenChat. How is it going to work? Let's keep finding out. User rewards. The design of the user reward system has not been confirmed yet, and we will consult with the OpenChat community before finalizing the design and making a proposal to carry it out. The system can, of course, evolve over time with further proposals. Once it is ready, a proposal will be made to transfer the reserved 38%, which we talked about earlier, of the chat from the SNS governance canister to the OpenChat root canister, where it will be available to OpenChat to algorithmically, how do you say this word again? Algorithmically reward DApp users. There are challenges to creating an effective reward system. This makes sense, right? The aim is to incentivize usage and growth of OpenChat, and ultimately the value of the chat token by rewarding users who further that goal. One significant hurdle is that with a financial reward, there is an incentive for unscrupulous users to try to game the system and farm chat tokens by creating multiple accounts with spam content. This challenge is made harder still because any system designed to reward users will, like all OpenChat code, be open source and visible to anyone. So how do they solve this? So here's what they're proposing. User reputation. We think our reward system should be based on reputation. Its user would have a reputation score taking into account positive and negative activity on the DAO. Positive signals could include inviting other users if they themselves go on to gain a sufficiently high reputation, owner or admin of popular groups, sending messages and reactions, moderating content and users, etc. Negative signals could include cross-posting, sending spam messages, creating multiple accounts, etc. We expect to add a feature to allow users to mark messages as spam or more generally unwanted content. We can also derive a positive signal for a user if they hold tokens, ICP, chat, BTC in the OpenChat account, or even better, neurons. So far, this is a lot of reading, right? But what do we get from here? So we see when it comes to rewarding users, we know people are going to try to play games, right? It's very common. People will try to play games. People will create many accounts in order to have more tokens for themselves. And so they're proposing a method where users are being watched to see what you're doing exactly. If you're trying to create more accounts, if you're doing something positively or negatively. And that's how you would get tokens or get rewards based on how well you behave. This an interesting society or community we're building here, right? Based on this kind of system. And I'm just thinking, what do you think about this system? Or if you were as a user who may be interested in this platform, what are some suggestions you may have based on this challenge which they talked about, challenge of users playing the platform to have more tokens? What would you suggest they do? Because we've seen in many or centralized exchanges, users have to send their passport information, stuff like that. Like in order to be sure you are just one person, there's just one person. So you send like biometrics. How do you say that word again? Biometrics. Yeah. You send these information so that they know it's just one person. Is that something OpenChat could try as well? Or, people complain about this too because the aim of decentralization and platforms as this is to have like user total independence over their data, and because if they have your data, you don't know what happens to it. So it's kind of challenging, right? So what kind of proposal would you propose in this case? So what this video was about, talking about SNS. That name is still trying to stick to my mind. SNS, which is Service Network Never System. Service Never System is the system on internet computer where, just to summarize, where every app would have an option for users to participate in its governance. Because right now, only ICP, like only the internet computer platform can do that. No other app, no other decentralized application can do that. Only the internet computer. So with SNS, every app would have this option for users to stake and vote and make proposals in the development of the app. So this is a very basic way to make it understandable. Thank you for watching, and I hope it was helpful and educative. If it was, please don't forget to go right down there, subscribe, like, share if possible, so we can keep bringing you more slices in the future. See you again in my next slice. Bye.